Unlocking the market for women to trade is critical to women's empowerment. Hello and welcome to the Trust Author Islamic Finance Learning Series, where we discuss key developments in the non-interest finance market. Today, we'll be discussing halal wealth creation and opportunities for Muslim women. And joining me this morning for this conversation is Mrs. Zainab Adeola, Managing Director of Let Go Holdings. Good morning, Mrs. Adeola. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. Let me start the conversation with the fact that the halal industry is one of the promising subsectors in the world that can catalyze socioeconomic activities. And looking at the growth so far, the report shows that halal market will reach $180 billion by 2027. Can you share your perspective on the importance of incorporating Islamic principles into wealth creation strategies, and particularly for Muslim women?
Okay, so I think just to start, we've talked about the halal industry, but maybe it's obvious to people what that means. And I reckon that anything that is basically not haram. In terms of incorporating Islamic wealth, I don't think you separate your wealth from your faith. So as a Muslim, I think your wealth is a potentially and seems it's a big God. And the extent that it does that, it's very important that how you create wealth, how you generate wealth is driven by your faith. Whatever the values you identify with within your Islam dictate what that is, but whatever it is you identify, then guides how you generate and you create wealth. I don't think having wealth at all is a gift from Allah, but to unlock the barakah in the wealth, it's very important that it's driven by the values and the principles, that are faith-based. And I think to each Muslim, there are general principles, but as an individual, you then have to define that. And on the basis of that, you then say, okay, these are the principles, and this is how I generate my wealth. So whether it's investments, whether it's in your business, whether it's an employee, whatever it is, whether it's even in donating, you are guided by the principles of Islam.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Adeola, for sharing insights on the benefits of halal. For Muslim women who are interested in starting their own business, what are some specific halal investment or entrepreneurial opportunities that you believe are well suited for them, considering both religious principles and practical feasibility?
To be honest, I'm a budding entrepreneur myself, so it's I don't know that I can do. There's so much exists today. So you have even Islamic finance, you have women pioneering and leading in that. You have food, you have Islamic lifestyle, you have fashion. So it's just understanding what it means to be halal, and then saying that, okay, in line with these principles, so that if you have people that do drink business, obviously non-alcoholic drinks, you have food businesses. So, there's a wealth of opportunity. It's just really understanding. In fact, you have travel, like I'm in the travel business, right? So it's just understanding what it means to be halal, and then ensuring that in line with standard business principles, there's opportunity for wealth creation and wealth generation in that business.
Okay, I like the fact that you highlight some business ideas from Muslim women, from clothing, pharmaceuticals, food, halal food market, but most women need to be inspired because finding inspiration for a business, sometimes it seems overwhelming. We need to inspire from women. What do you think concerning developing halal business for women in our society?
So I think that for that, I think more organizations, probably such as Trust Author, just need to have a lot of more programming. And in terms of initiatives, an NGO I'm a part of in the past, we've tried to have economic empowerment events. So there has to be education, there has to be training as to what the universe of business is.
Okay, so Let's look at the context of halal wealth creation. In what way do you think cultural and societal factors may impact the financial empowerment of Muslim women? And how can these challenges be addressed with the context of halal wealth creation?
This is a bit of a deep question and a bit dicey. I reckon that culturally I'm Yoruba, so I can speak primarily from being a Yoruba person growing up in Lagos. I think it also depends on your socioeconomic um uh, on your socioeconomic background or where it is that you are. Because for some women, they don't have a choice; they have to play the role of breadwinner. And maybe this is also looking at the previous question, but another way that we think about it is not necessarily also necessarily starting businesses, but I think another thing that's really important, and this also speaks to trust author, is what are the investment opportunities for women, teaching women how to, you know, take whatever money it is that they have, awareness in whatever means that are halal in line with Islam, in real estate and what opportunities, because sometimes we think that the only way we can generate or create wealth is through being an entrepreneur. Yes, there's a lot of opportunity there, but not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. And so it's really creating more awareness. Culturally, I think it depends. Many traditionally women play the role of home caretaker, like they're usually the primary care provider at home. And so sometimes women don't see it as it's a secondary in terms of wealth creation or wealth provision. Sometimes in this society, it can seem like it's a secondary role for women, but I think it's important that all women financially all women are financially independent. And obviously, it depends on what access to economic opportunities you have, what access to education you have. So I think it's really, really important that in spite of the expected gender roles of women, women have a lot more access to education. There needs to be a lot more financial inclusion for women.
Yes,
And I
exactly.
think comes
Financial
to
literacy.
education. And exactly. So there needs to be a lot more financial skills development. I think that, like I said, a lot more resources needs to be put in terms of just what is and even very base how to even invest. So you don't necessarily need to today, and for some people that's the path. But even whatever little you have, are there ways to grow that wealth in a sustainable manner?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Adeola, for sharing your thoughts with us on you talk about investing and investing in women, like you talk about capacity building, financial literacy, you talk about creating awareness for women, you talk about investment, Islamic investment product that women can venture into. Thank you very much for that. So as we wrap up the conversation, could you provide examples of successful initiatives or case studies where Muslim women have effectively utilized halal wealth creation?
So this one, I have some examples here, and my first one would be Lotus Capital, just because
Okay,
if I
okay.
look at the industry, I know I don't know if they're your competitor or I mean, we're all in the same industry. So I would say, I mean, and it's very women focused, women led. Most of them, a lot of the senior management team is female led. I try to look at other businesses. I mean, these are the ones I know personally. It doesn't necessarily mean that these are the only ones. I look at there's an Islamic lifestyle store for children. It's called Hadiya Life. So I was googling. There's that company I saw is Botanicals, which is like skincare, but they sell it's e-commerce, so 80% of their sales are online, and they sell outside Nigeria. And then I saw something that was interesting in Ilorin. It's called Ajoke Rice Processing Cooperatives. So there are quite a lot in terms of current examples of businesses that are female-led, Muslim women-led, and are from the outside looking successful and are doing a lot and also giving. One more thing I just wanted to add is that Islamic wealth creation and generation is also charity. Sadaqah and zakat is also very important, and it's important that in all these businesses, it's also impacting society and it's giving back in developing Muslims. Whether by providing access to resources, whether by actual charity or whether just by growing the economy?
Thank you, Mrs. Adeola. In a nutshell, halal business in
Yeah.
Islam is fundamental elements of the faith regarding having financial freedom. And we need to encourage Muslim women to become more entrepreneurs for self-benefit and economic growth. Once again, thanks for taking out time out of your busy schedule to speak to us on the Total Higher Learning series. Have a nice day. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much.
Investing is a powerful tool to build wealth.
Invest smartly by carrying out market research, or rather employ the service of an investment expert.
Be intentional and frequent.
Determination encourages consistent efforts in our long-term financial goals.
Set your financial goals and work towards them.
The best time to start a business or an investment was 20 years ago. The next best time is now.
Working towards your financial goals is like wealth creation opportunities for yourself.
Consistency is the key in growing your financial wealth.
Start early
by growing your investment with us.
Stay diversified by allocating your investment into different asset classes.
Start today with any of our Sharia compliant products.